How well do Ram trucks hold up over time? It's one thing to see a brand new truck sitting on the dealer lot that's never been used, but what's it going to look like after a few years of daily driving? What types of problems can you expect? How will the major components, like the engine and transmission, hold up? How does the Ram's reliability compare to other trucks from Ford, GM, Nissan, and Toyota? We'll cover all of this in the video, and some of the answers will surprise you. If you enjoy automotive content and find this video helpful, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. This generation Ram was almost completely redesigned for the 2018 model year, and at the time widely considered to be far ahead of the competition. It featured an entirely new interior that felt more like a luxury car than a Ram pickup truck, and the exterior had been completely restyled. Thankfully, it still kept the 5.7-liter Hemi engine under the hood, which is the main highlight of Ram trucks. The Ram was known at the time as one of the most luxurious, comfortable pickup trucks with a large center screen, air suspension, and many other premium features. Before that, the Ram was redesigned in 2009 and at the time was one of the best trucks available, with a comfortable ride, car-like handling, and the same legendary Hemi engine. The interior of this Ram has aged very well, still looking modern and up-to-date compared to the competition, which all recently released entirely new interiors. Those from GM and Toyota are very nice, but still closely compared to this one that's been around for about half a decade now. The materials on the lower trim levels are mostly plastic, but they hold up well to hard use, such as those who use their trucks for work and haul a lot of stuff. The higher trim levels have premium materials like leather and soft-touch plastics which feel high quality, which should hold up well with constant use. The 5.7-liter Hemi engine has been around for a long time, and Ram has done an excellent job improving it over time. Dodge first produced Hemi engines from muscle cars back in the 1950s, so it has a long history of performance. The 5.7 produces 395 horsepower and 410 pound-feet of torque, which results in a 0 to 60 time of about 7 seconds. It makes good power numbers for this size motor, but it's not overworked or over-tuned to produce more power than it can comfortably handle, and it doesn't have an insanely high redline. As a result, it's not stressed when towing or even when accelerating under full throttle. It feels like it's designed to tow and haul heavy loads without any problems. The exhaust is just loud enough to hear it a little bit when accelerating, but there's no drone and it's never annoying. It's actually very quiet and car-like unless you really get on it, and this Hemi engine is one of, if not the best-sounding V8s on the market, with its rich, throaty tone. The ZF 8-speed transmission has been used since 2013, and it's been very reliable. With most new trucks using 10-speed transmissions, 8 seems like a low number, but it does the job very well. The shifts are extremely smooth, and it feels like there are plenty of gears, whether you're accelerating from 40 to 70 or you're towing a trailer up a steep grade. The extremely smooth, very reliable transmission is a perfect match for the 5.7. The 5.7-liter Hemi engine with the 8-speed transmission is a great package for towing. The engine has plenty of power even if it doesn't have the insanely low-end diesel-like torque of a turbo V6, but the V8 is made to work and it's not going to seem overly strained when doing so. With 8 gears, the engine will always be in the power band. If you're planning on frequently towing at or near capacity, it's a good idea to buy a heavy-duty truck with a heavy-duty chassis, but this is more than enough for towing a medium-sized boat, camper, or work trailer. The gas mileage isn't going to be great, seeing as it's a full-size truck with a V8, but it's better than some. The 8-speed does a nice job keeping the RPM low when you're cruising on back roads or on the highway, and getting over 20 miles per gallon with this type of driving isn't hard, even with a heavy foot. The auto stop-start, while it's one of the smoother ones out there, is still annoying. Many people think a turbo V6 will get much better gas mileage because the ratings are higher, but the reality is that once you start driving it in real-world conditions and hauling much of anything, the numbers aren't going to be anywhere close to what they claim. This truck actually gets decent gas mileage for a traditional V8. The gas mileage you're going to get varies depending on many factors such as your climate, the roads you're driving on, and your driving style, but the fuel consumption for this truck is comparable to other similar trucks. This generation Ram is pretty reliable for today's standards, with everything being so complex, but there are a few issues you should look out for. The third rear brake light has a tendency to leak, which results in water seeping into the cabin and causing staining. The exhaust manifolds sometimes crack and cause a loud ticking noise even at low mileage. This repair should be covered under warranty before it expires, otherwise it could be a fairly pricey fix. The 5.7-liter engine, while relatively reliable, is known for a ticking noise that is caused by a lack of lubrication. There are various causes that could make the engine tick, so keep an eye out for this problem. Cooling system leaks are also common with the Ram. If you catch it soon enough and the engine doesn't overheat, this won't be a huge problem. However, this issue could cause you to get stuck somewhere, and if the engine does overheat, it could be a very expensive repair. Also, some owners have reported problems with various suspension components, ranging from shocks, struts, ball joints, and wheel bearings, to issues with the air suspension. Other small issues include fit and finish not holding up as desired, causing squeaks and rattles. The air suspension is a nice high-end upgrade that enhances the ride quality, but honestly, even the stock suspension provides a very nice ride. With or without the upgraded air suspension, the Ram is probably the best riding pickup truck on the market. Air suspensions are known to have problems, no matter the brand. With the added cost and more potential problems, you can't go wrong with the standard suspension. The same goes with the e-Torque mild hybrid system. It first became available in the Ram for 2019, but it's now standard with the 5.7. It does provide a relatively smooth transition with the auto stop-start feature, but that's something most people turn off every time they drive the truck anyway. Even without the e-Torque, Ram's auto stop-start is one of the smoothest ones on the market, so if you decide to leave it on, it's really not that bad. Further, the regen braking system gives a different driving experience than what you'd get from a traditional powertrain, so that's something to keep in mind. If you like the simplicity and don't care about a negligible difference in fuel economy and auto stop-start smoothness, stick to the Rams without these systems. Consumer Reports says the overall reliability for the Ram is average for most years. For most years, the engine specifically received a better than average reliability rating. The transmission gets mostly positive ratings, with very few problems reported, but there are poor ratings for the fuel system, suspension, brakes, and exhaust. Edmunds purchased a Ram 1500 Laramie back in 2018 for a long-term test. After a couple of years and over 30,000 miles, the overall sentiment was great. The editors loved the truck for the balance of capability and luxury, ride comfort, performance, and comfort. They did have a handful of small issues such as frequent recalls and mainly issues related to fit and finish, but they still recommended the truck at the end of their testing. While the Ram doesn't have many huge problems, you should still make sure to do a thorough inspection before buying a used one to make sure there are no current problems, especially with the areas mentioned. Also, be sure it's been properly maintained, especially with oil changes. Ram makes a great half-ton truck with a high-end interior, as well as many upgrades. This generation has been around for a long time when compared to the competition, but that's a good thing when it comes to reliability. The 5.7 is a proven engine with only a couple of known problems, and the 8-speed transmission has been around for a long time. Keep an eye out for the common problems and keep up with the factory maintenance schedule, and you'll be very happy with the long-term durability.